yesterday I given to you a practical exercise to you. So yesterday I given the exercise to you to calculate the aging intervals will be given like this: 0, 30, 60, 90, like this. And I given some information. Okay, I can't take the attendance. After completing of my class, I take the attendance. That's why I can't take the class. Okay. So here you may concentrate. Here there is a invoice date is here, and this last date I define here. How we calculate the days? First of all, you must calculate the days. Then only you may count or sum you may do. So before doing these calculations, first of all, you must calculate the days. How we calculate the days? So here I press the equal to, those I specified the date here, 31/12/2008, and I want to make as a minus, and I click here this invoice date and press enter. Then I get the 163 days. Okay, it's very good. So you may here concentrate while I drag. What happened? While I drag like this, which makes a problematic. Error values, it will be displayed. So what happened? The first value indicates as a correct. Okay. Why? Because the cell references makes correct. While we drag vertically, what happened? This invoice date must be changed. This cell must be changed. It's correct. But I don't want to change this cell. Okay, I want to make it as a constant. I want to make it as a constant. So whenever any formula you build up and drag vertically, automatically this cell moves towards the down. Okay, so I don't want to move the cell to downwards. I want to make it as a constant. So sure, Monica, I can't take in any attendance. At the end of the this class, I take the attendance. Okay. So vertically it may also move. So that's why. So I don't want to move the row number. So that's why I want to make as a constant, as a row. I don't want to move the row. So that's why before one, I put a dollar, which makes a row reference. Row makes as a constant. It makes as a row makes as a constant. Let's check, and I drag like this. So automatically it display a correct result. So automatically the dates will be calculated. In the later classes, we will discuss about these dollars. References, we will discuss about the references. These are the very important. Okay, after next sessions, we will discuss about that one. In this exercise, you must concentrate. The row must be makes it as a constant. I don't want to move the row. So that's why I put a dollar in front of your row number. That's why it makes as a constant. So, and I drag, all these days will be calculated. Okay, very good. Days will be calculated. Now, so first of all, I want to count the days between 0 to 30. Here, there is a two logics I explained to you. Here, you may write like this: equal to COUNTIF, equal to COUNTIF. So the first argument makes as a criteria range. So I click here and press the control down arrow, comma. So I type like this within double quotation, less than 30. This is here you may concentrate. If I enter like less than 30, it means it can take the values from 0 to 29 only. Okay, if you put a less than 30, what it's meaning? 30 day, the 30th day it can't be taken. Below 29, I mean 0 to 29 days it will be calculated. If you put a equal to sign here, what happened? So including 30, 0 to 30 days it will be taken. So whatever it may be, you may take. You may take from 0 to 29 or 0 to 30, whatever it may be, you may take. So there is a difference is there. There is a 6 records variation, it will be displayed. If I take less than 30, means 0 to 29 days only I take, it will display as a 64 records is there. If I place a equal to sign, then it will be increase the value as a 70. There is a 6 records variation by placing a equal to. So as your requirement, if you want to including the 30th day, you may put a equal to. No, I don't want to include the 30th day. So 0 to 29 days only I want to make as a calculate. So at this situation, you remove the equal sign. Then you get the calculation will be, it counts the days between 0 to 29 only. I hope you can understand. So whatever it may be, if you include the 30 also, you may give equal to. Here I ignore the 30. Just I want to take the 0 to 29. Otherwise, you may take equal to and press enter. It returns the 70. Okay. So, and here only one condition is there. That's why we use the COUNTIF. Okay. But here less than 30, we say less than or equal to 30, we say. But here 31 to 60 days we must calculate. Here we specify 2 criteria. The first criteria is above 30 days, and below 60 days. So that's why you may take like this, equal to COUNTIF S, because multiple criteria is there. That's why I take this function equal to COUNTIF S, and I select the range from this one to this one, comma. You must type like this. You must type like this, greater than or equal to 31. Okay. Comma. And the same range you may take and comma and put less than or equal to 60. Sorry. So what happened? So I give this one, yeah. And I forget it's a double quotes. That's why. Yes. So it will display. So you may observe here there is a days between greater than or equal to 31 and less than or equal to 60. So between days, how many days it contains in days, it will be calculated and written this value. So this is the one COUNTIF. I don't want to repeat once again. Just I copy the above formula by pressing Ctrl D. By pressing the Ctrl D. One more thing. You can't do like this. So you do one thing. You must put this one as a absolute reference and put as a absolute reference. Why I put this one, I will show you. So without putting this absolute reference, what happened, I will show you. So by applying Ctrl Z, what happening? Yeah, like this. If I put like this, this is a relative reference. While I press the Ctrl D, what happened? So instead of K3, one cell will be moved to bottom. So which is a wrong. So these reference must be start from here. That's why I make this one as a absolute reference by pressing F4. By pressing F4, it makes as a absolute reference. Now you may copy Ctrl D By pressing Control D, what happened? Above the formula will be pasted below and we get this answer. Here you do one thing. Instead of 31, you may say 61. Instead of 60, you may say type 90. And same, press the Control D, press F2. Instead of 61, you may say 91. And 90 instead of 120. Enter. Control D, you press the 121. So here you may say 150. Again, you press the Control D. So here you may say 151 and bottom 180. And here you must define the above greater than or equal to 181. So here we say 181 and remove the remaining. So here I use the COUNTIFS function, but I define only one criteria. There is no problem. It will be accepted. In COUNTIFS, you may use one criteria or more than one criteria. That's why I entered like this. So finally, I get this answer, 900 records is there. So in this manner, you may use a COUNTIF. There is a lot of example I explain in the further classes, including the COUNTIF function. You must concentrate on COUNTIF, SUMIF, like these functions. It's very important. So I hope you can understand how we make this one. And let's check about the sales plus tax. In the same manner, instead of COUNTIF, you may use SUMIF equal to SUMIF. So you must specify the criteria range, comma, criteria. So at the last, you must specify the sum range. So criteria range, you must take from this one to at the last and put a comma, and you may type like less than or equal to 30. So at the same, I entered and put a comma and you specify the sales plus tax sum. That's why I select the range and I put a close the bracket and press the enter. I get this value. In the same manner, like this, equal to SUMIFS. SUMIFS. So you first specify the sales plus tax and select that one, comma, and you must specify as a greater than or equal to 31, comma, you must specify the same range. That's why I copy this one and paste here and say less than or equal to 60 and close this one. Okay, and one more thing here, this is the sum range. I want to calculate the value, but this is the criteria range. I can't define this one, so comma. So you must copy this one instead of this one. So this is the sum range. Which column, if you want to add, this is the sum range. This is the first criteria range one. This is the first criteria range 1, comma, criteria 1. This is the second criteria range 2, comma. This is the criteria 2 and close this one. We get this value. At the same thing, you do one thing, you make as a constant, absolute, by pressing F4 and by pressing F4 and by pressing F4. What happened? It makes as a absolute reference. And you copy the above formula by pressing Ctrl D, and you may change the value. Instead of 31, you may say 61. Instead of 60, you may define as a 90. Again, press Ctrl D, and you must specify this 61, and this is the 120, and so this is the 121, and this is the 150, and this is the 151, and this is the 180 again. So 181, and I remove the remaining I remove the remaining and press enter, the same value I get. Okay, so this is the format. This is the format. I hope you can understand. In this way, we may use the COUNTIF, SUMIF function. And one more thing, this is the one style. There is another style is there. By using a VLOOKUP, we may also do the same thing, but we can't discuss about the VLOOKUP. Okay, so we may also do the same thing by using a VLOOKUP. It's a very easy in VLOOKUP. Okay, so after
Sir,
we discuss,
I'm having some doubts, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I just want to ask that in this column of days in K3, you put 163, right, sir?
Yeah.
So, sir, now by putting the dollars and to select till the end of this whole table, if I will press Control Shift down arrow, then it will take whole sheet. So how to get stuck till only the table, only the table last column? How to stuck till there only?
So here, when you apply a formula like
Yes,
this, I will show you. So I apply a formula equal to this one minus this one and put a dollar here.
Yes, sir, I got that. But sir,
okay. Yeah,
I'm practicing behind you only on my Excel, sir. But sir, if I will press Control Shift down, it will select till the end of the sheet. That is on till the end of the sheet it will select.
So,
but sir, how to come till the this means how to stuck ourselves to 902 only? That is still our table has made.
So
means how
you must click here and press Control Shift down arrow.
Okay.
Control Shift down arrow, it will be select at the end of that record.
Okay.
Yeah, you must do one thing. You must click here.
Okay.
And press the Control Shift down arrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Automatically at the end, it will be selected from top to bottom. It will be selected automatically.
Control Shift down arrow. Then, sir, it will be taking till the end of the sheet now, but I want to stuck on the end of the table only. That is on 902.
No. I am saying I click here and press Control Shift. Only one time you press the down arrow. Automatically at the end of the table, it will be selected. If you again press the down arrow, it can reach the end of the sheet.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So you must press Control Shift only one time the down arrow. If you press again the down arrow, it will be reaches the end of the cell. Okay. So this is the we calculated. And one more thing, by using VLOOKUP, we make solve this one easily. So we can't discuss about the VLOOKUP. Okay, that's why after completing of the VLOOKUP, we will discuss again about this one. Okay, I hope you can understand. And I'm say, if you have any doubt in this one, if you have any doubt, okay, very good, nice. No, very good. Shall we move towards the duplicate? I say, I want to highlight the invoice number. I want to highlight with a specified color. Whatever it may be, you may select the color. Color is not a mandatory for me, but the main theme is to highlight the invoice number. So I fully depends upon the conditional formatting. Okay, I want to highlight duplicate invoice. I depends upon the conditional formatting. If you using conditional formatting, you may keep in mind those the items. If you want to highlight, you must select that columns. Okay, I want to highlight the invoice number. That's why I select the first invoice number and press the Control Shift and one time press the down arrow, total invoice, it will be selected. So before applying any conditional formatting, not only to find out the duplicate, if you using conditional formatting, you do one thing, you must select the entire column, those if you want to highlight. So I select that invoice numbers range and I move towards the conditional formatting. I don't want to use this one. And one more, I take a new rule, and also I don't want to take this one also. Okay, these two are predefined, but I don't want to use that one. I want to define my own style. So if you want to apply any condition, any formula of your own, you do one thing, you must click on the conditional formatting and click on the new rule. So it will be displayed this dialog box, new formatting rule. At the last, there is the option is there, use a formula to determine which cells to format. You must select this one. Okay. And you may apply this formula like this, equal to count if I select the first invoice number and put a full colon, automatically the next first invoice number will be displayed. But I don't want to put any dollars for this one. Just I type like this, A2. Sorry. I select the entire. So in COUNTIF, the first parameter is the criteria range. So that's why I select the criteria range, A2 901, comma. So in COUNTIF, the first parameter indicates the criteria range. I given the total invoice numbers list, comma, and criteria. So what is the criteria? So I select here, I click here, and I want to remove this dollar. I want to remove this dollar because to navigate, so the first invoice number will be taken and checked in the other invoice number. It compares, it will be repeated any number of times, it will be count. And next time the second invoice number will be taken and checked in the remaining range and it counts, and it take the third. So in this manner, we want to do like this. Keep in mind, the criteria range must be remove the dollars. The criteria range must be defined like this. You can't put any dollar. If you put the dollar, it makes as a constant. The next invoice number can't be checked. Each and every time, the first invoice only it will be checked. So I don't want to do like that. Each and every invoice must be checked. That's why I put the second parameter in COUNTIF. That means criteria will be typed like this, but criteria range must be defined like this. We must put it as an absolute reference. I don't want to navigate to downwards. So that's why in the COUNTIF, the first parameter makes as like this. And the second parameter is the first invoice will be checked and it returns the count. And the next invoice number will be taken and it checked in the range. And third, so like this. So when we say the duplicate, if there is any occur more than one, that's why then only we say a duplicate. That's why I put a greater than and specify as a 1. If any invoice number will be count as a more than 1, then only it will be treated as a duplicate. So that's why if this condition is true, if there is any duplicate will be occurred, then I want to give a format. So here I click this format button and I want to fill with a specified color and say okay. You may not use only fill color, you may also specify the border, font, whatever it may be. So I want to fill the color, that's why I select that color and say okay. Then it applies this format. When it applies, then whenever this formula is true, then only this format will be applied. If this formula is false, the format can't be applied. Let's check. Okay, let's check So there is one invoice number makes as a duplicate. 320 will be indicates as a duplicate and moves towards down. Now there is a one more invoice number will be repeated at twice, as a 118 will be repeated at twice. So that's why it makes as a duplicate. Here only one invoice will be displaying and it will be highlighted. What it's meaning? The invoice will be displayed, only one invoice number will be displaying here, but there is another, the same invoice number will be placed in another location. That's why it will be highlighted. Let's check by moving downwards. 140 will be repeated, and you may check like this. There is another location. Yes, here the 97 will be repeated and 109 will be repeated like this. And 350 is there. There is another location. There is once again the 350 will be repeated. So that's why this is the logic. So that's why I'm saying to you, without using these two one, you may define your own style. So that's why I create a COUNTIF. So those I given the some formula I want to view, I want to check that one. So whenever you define a new rule, if you want to cross check that one, simply you may click on the manage rules. By clicking the manage rules, what happened? It open a dialog box. Yes, it will open this dialog box. If you want to edit this one, simply you say edit rule, automatically it will be displayed like this. So COUNTIF makes some work. Okay, the secret behind the duplicate values, if you want to find out the duplicate values, this is the logic. Okay, what is the equal to COUNTIF? You must select the criteria range, comma, and you must select the first invoice number, and you must remove the dollar sign. In first parameter, you must give the dollars absolute reference and make as a greater than 1. When we say duplicate, there is any object will occur more than 1, then we say duplicate. So that's why I create this logic greater than 1. I hope you can understand. When this condition is true, when this formula is true, then only this format will be applied. If this condition is false, the format can't be applied. I hope you can understand. Okay. So this is the logic to find out the duplicate. Okay. If you have any doubt, if you have any doubt in this one, yes. Okay, very good, nice. Arun Raza say no, Akil Ali say no. Okay, okay. Let's move toward the forward. And the gaps detection is there. So if you want to find out the gaps between the invoice numbers, there is a little bit trick I show you. Equal to, if this one minus this one, okay, greater than 1, okay, so here I want to subtract one more from this one. Yes. Okay. The formula is ready. Let's move towards like this. There is one invoice is missing, 98 is missing, and here 3 invoices are missing, 31, 32, 33, and so like this you may view like this. Okay, so in this way we calculate the gap deduction. So what is the formula? Let's check. I given here like this, simply I given like this, equal to, if simply I subtract this invoice number from this one, the difference is greater than 1, ultimately it will display how many invoices are missing. By subtracting like this we get the correct answer. Otherwise I want to display as a empty. So how we write like this gap deduction, how we calculate the gaps? Simply we write like this, equal to, if. So I want to subtract this value from this one. The difference is greater than 1. Okay, there is more or there are some gaps is there. How many invoices are missing? I may enter like this. Okay. So if there is no problem, automatically it will be displayed as a empty. That's why there is no problem. That's why it makes as empty, 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 empty like this. But here there is a problem is there. There is a 1 invoice is missing. That's why it will be displayed like this. 1 invoice is missing like this. It will be displayed like this. And here there is a 3 invoices are missing like this. It will be show. I hope you can understand how we design this one. Okay. So simple if we use like this. Okay. On the other hand, we will discuss about some more examples about if, but this is a very simple example. Okay. We define like this. If you have any doubt to find the invoice number, gaps. If you have any doubt, please give me the answer. If you have any doubt. Yeah. So Arun Raja, are you think Arun Raja? So what are you facing a problem?
No problem, sir. This formula is quite big. Is there any easy way to find the gap, sir?
Yeah.
Sir.
So yeah.
So yesterday I tried by doing the direct subtraction formula. So the answer came.
Yeah. But directly doing a subtraction, what happened, each and every digit
Yes,
it will be displayed.
0 was coming. So
Yeah.
sir, why means sir, after seeing the 0, I have to then format the numbers to dash. So it was coming dash and the number was coming the difference.
Yeah, that's why I define in the same. Can we use the same formula if the invoice format is alphanumeric? So alphanumeric makes very difficult because it contains the text. That's why. But there is another technique we may apply. These are the only numbers. That's why we apply this one. If it includes some numbers, we apply some different technique. Okay, these are the only numeric values there. That's why we enter like this. Okay, there is no problem in this one. Just what we say, we are comparing these two invoices. If the difference is greater than 1, what we say, you must subtract both of 1 and subtract 1 more minus. Then we get the correct variation. And if the invoice difference is the no difference is there, then simply say empty spaces we will given like this. Okay, so just we like this. Sure. We apply on the alphanumeric also we will try. Okay, sure, damn sure I will explain to you. Okay, and alphanumeric also we apply. So how we solve this one, I will show you. Okay, so I just I give some I can't give a very complicated because we just entered in functions. That's why I take a little bit functions I am taking. Okay, so after completing some more functions, we will discuss with the clarity about that one. Okay, that's why. So are you feel this is a complicated formula, Rajan? Are you feel like this?
I can memorize it, sir. No problem.
I'm saying it. This is the logic. This is the logic. What is the logic? We subtract of both of these invoices. If the difference is greater than 1, so you must subtract one more number from that difference. Then you get the correct gap. Okay. This is the simple logic. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
Very
sir.
good. Very good. Okay. So simple logic. Okay. And you never forget the count if, sum if, and if like this. These are the very important functions. With these functions are come frequently. Okay, I will show you in further. Okay, I hope you can understand. We will discuss a new topic. Okay, I hope you understand. Sorry, totally I closed that one. Okay, this is the very important topic we discuss now. Okay, you must concentrate. These are the very important functions VLOOKUP. Just I am giving the previous, those you learned the previous, the functions about VLOOKUP. I give advanced information about the VLOOKUP. Okay, but in this Office 365 there is no value for the VLOOKUP, but we discuss about this one. What are the demerits? I mean, what are the problems in VLOOKUP and how they overcome by introducing the XLOOKUP. So before we discussing about the XLOOKUP, we know about the VLOOKUP. We discuss about the VLOOKUP. Okay. I tell you a more information about VLOOKUP, you may concentrate. Okay. So VLOOKUP means vertical lookup. VLOOKUP means vertically lookup. So I hope this is not right. Not that one VLOOKUP class. This is the correct. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So we will discuss about the VLOOKUP. What is the meaning of VLOOKUP? Why we use the VLOOKUP? I will explain now. V for vertical. V for vertical. Lookup. It can search vertically. It can search vertically. So in sheet 1, there are some products are there. There is some code will be given and their product will be given and price will be given. Okay. There is some code and product and price will be given here. This is the data source. This is the original data. Okay. And here whenever I enter a code like, for example, N19, if I enter like N19, what happened? The related data of product and price must be automatically will be displayed here. When I entered a code, automatically I need to display these two one. Okay. Sorry. Class ఏంది సరే తెలియగలరు వాడిగా వాడికి ఆనందంగా ఉన్నట్టుంది వాడికి ఏడిపిస్తే పోనీ sorry. So whenever I entered code N19, so automatically I want to get the product and price. Automatically I need to display these two, product and price. I need to display these two one. Okay, how it is possible? Whatever it may be the code, when you entered here any code like S13, automatically the relevant product and price must be displayed here. So how we do this one? Let's check. So I given some code here and I enter like this, equal to VLOOKUP, equal to VLOOKUP. You must concentrate here. So the first parameter will be is a lookup value. The first parameter is a lookup value. So on which column, on which data, you base on which data you want to search. Okay, so this is the lookup value. This is the lookup value. I want to search, I want to display the product and price by depending upon this code. So by depending upon this code, I need to display the product and price. The relevant product must be displayed by depending upon this one. So that's why this is the lookup value. The first parameter is the lookup value. So you must click here and say comma. And second one is the table array. Next one is the table array. So here you must click here and you may select like this, or you may select like this. Okay, whatever it may be, you may select like this by selecting the columns. Automatically all the rows will be selected, or you may select like this. What happened if you select like this? If you select like this, what happened? If there is any new product arrived, you may enter in this one, but the details can't be displayed. So that's why you can't select like this, you may select like this. So what happened if you select like this? If any number of new products, you may enter automatically in the invoice, it will be displayed. I show you in the next example, and put a comma. Okay, so the first parameter is the lookup value, table array. Next one is the column index number. So which column you enter a code? So what is your requirement? I need to display the product. So I need to display the product. So the product which contain in second column, this is the first column. This is the first column. This is the second column. I need to display the second column data, means product. I need to display the product. So that's why you select the say 2. What is the meaning of 2? I need to display the products. The product will be placed in the second column. That's why I put it as a 2 and put a comma. Here there is a very important is there. In VLOOKUP, there are 2 parameters, and parameters is there, true or false. Okay, so this is the range underscore lookup. This is the range underscore lookup. In the range underscore lookup, it contains 2 options, true or false. 2 options is there in range underscore lookup. True or false. True means approximately match. False means exact match. True means approximate match. False means exact match. So later classes, I will explain about both of these two one. So here I select the exact match. What happened while you select the exact match? What happened if you select the approximate match? Okay, so I select the exact match. I select the exact match. So I close this one and press the enter. So automatically the relevant product must be displayed here. If I enter S13, so the relevant data must be displayed. So if I enter L32, what happened? L32, when I entered L32, what happened? Automatically, the relevant product must be displayed. I need to display its price. Okay, so I need to display the product. I need to display the price. So in this column, price will be located in third column, first, second, third. Okay, let's check how we make this one. Equal to VLOOKUP. This is the lookup value, comma, and you must select the criteria range. Table array, comma, column index number. I need to display the price. That's why it contains the third column. So I put a 3, comma, 0. 0 means exact match. 0 means exact match. False. Enter. Automatically, its price, it will be displayed like this. Let's check L32. It says 65. It says 65. If I select like 224, 42, 224. Sorry, what happened? Oh. $224. Yes, automatically we get this answer. There is a problem is there, that's why it will be displayed like this. H36 hard bound. So H36. So the relevant product, it will be displayed, and its relevant price, it will be displayed. Okay, so naturally you make given the quantity, automatically it will be calculated. Once you formula makes done and drag like this, automatically what happened? So those the value, if you need to give here, you may type, automatically it will be displayed. You may enter the quantity like this, and also whatever it may be, those the value C16. So C16 you may enter like this, automatically it will be displayed like this. So whatever it may be the data, you may enter like this G10. So automatically it will be displayed like this, and you may enter and drag like this, automatically the calculation will be done. So here VLOOKUP will be depends upon this lookup value and display the particular column, and it display the remaining data. It may also display like this. Here the important point is this is the first parameter, second parameter, third parameter, fourth parameter. The fourth parameter is the optional. The fourth parameter is the optional. True or false is there. True means approximately match. False means exact match. Exact match means those you given the code here, the code must be exactly will be placed here. Then only the relevant product must be displayed. So the code is not available. Unnecessarily, any data will be F45 will be given. Actually, F45 is not there in that list. That's why it displays simple as a hash n by a, means not available. Those you enter the code and product and price will be not placed here. That's why it can't be displayed. If the product will be displayed, F45 is there. For example, F45 is there. Automatically, what happened? I given like this. Automatically, what happened? Automatically, what happened? It will be displayed. Okay. So this is the use of VLOOKUP. So here you may concentrate. I put the second table array will be taken like this. The second parameter in VLOOKUP I took like this. Instead of this one, you may select like this. What happened? If you add anything new item for the data source, they can't reflect here because we specified this range. We specified this range. That's why in that boundary only it will be displayed. That's why by using a VLOOKUP, instead of this one, you may select like this. Okay. And one more thing you may concentrate. You must put a dollar signs, but where we put the dollar signs. So this example can't be shown to you the errors. In the next example, I will show you where it raise the errors, how to rectify that errors by placing a dollars. Okay, I hope you can understand how we write like the VLOOKUP. Okay, this is a simple, that's why which makes not a confused. But here there is some data is like this here. There is some data is like this here. So the same I entered like this. Whenever I entered the hall ticket number, the relevant details must be displayed. The relevant data must be displayed. But here only there is a 2 columns is there. That's why we simply entered VLOOKUP in both columns. But here, when I entered the hall ticket number, all these columns must be filled. Okay, all the data must be filled. Here only there is a 2 columns we written the VLOOKUP, but here we must write the VLOOKUP here. VLOOKUP here must be also here like this, like this, like this. How many times we may write the VLOOKUP? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times we may write the VLOOKUP. Okay, instead of by writing 6 times in one time, how we fulfill this one, I will show you before discussing about that one. So first of all, let's check about this one. When I entered any hall ticket number, while I entered any hall ticket number, okay, I need to display entire details of this student. So how we make this one? Let's check equal to. So VLOOKUP, this is the lookup value, comma. If I select the range, what happened? So instead of this column, if I select the range, what happened, we will discuss now. I select the range, comma. So I need to display the student name. The student name will be placed in the second column in this table, not these columns. You can't consider this one. Only you must take this range. In this range, this is the second column. So you must write like this 2, comma. So exact match. So exact match. So those the value I given here, the value must and should will be there in this column. That is called as the exact match. Approximately match will be shown in the next example. I select the exact match, say false or 0, and press enter. I get, while I enter 1, the student name will be displayed. If I change the 1, instead of 1, I enter the 2, it will be changed. 3, change. 4, change. 5, change. So each and every time I change the hall ticket number, the relevant name will be displayed. Okay, it's a correct. What about the others? What about the other columns? So you may do like this, equal to VLOOKUP, and this is the hall ticket number, comma. You must select this range, comma. I need to display the third column. This is the third column. English is there, third column. So I put the third exact match, put a 0 and press enter. I get the answer of Mamata 38. If I give an as a 1, Ramesh 51 will be displayed. So this is a horrible situation. Each and every time I type the VLOOKUP. So there is a very risk factor. So I don't want to do this one. So I want to drag this one, automatically fill this one. I think like that. Okay. So each and every time I can't enter here. So that's why I do one thing. Those that I entered the formula, I want to make to drag like this. What happened? What happened? Is it correct? Is it correct? Is it correct? You must give the response. Is it correct? I only create a formula at the cell location and I drag. Automatically I get the answer. Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
That's very good. Nice. Yeah. So what is the meaning of this one? What is the meaning of this number, column index number? What is its meaning?
Means, sir, it is representing the selection, means it is representing the column of our selection.
Yes, very good. Nice. It represents the column number. Nice. So it is a mandatory. Is it mandatory?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Nice answer. It's a mandatory. If this number is mandatory, but how it will be displayed like this? I entered a 2, but it will be displayed the answer. While I entered 2, instead of 4, I entered a 2, but it gives the answer correct. Instead of 5, I put a 2, but it gives the answer correct. What happening here? Each and every time, what is its data range? This is the correct range, B2 H7. B2 H7 is the correct range. While you drag like this, if you drag like this, what happened? What happened? It navigates. And also you may check, I want to check this lookup value, but instead of this one, what happened? It will be moved towards the right. Is it correct? So totally wrong. Okay, it moves, it changes the lookup value. Instead of this one, it can take this one, and also it will be moved. And the second column is English, that's why it will be displayed correct. And lookup value is this one, it searches in this one, the relevant English, it will be displayed like this. Each and every column will be shifted to right. That's why we get this correct answer, but it is not a correct manner. If you do like this and drag towards down, if you enter 2, and also you may drag this one. So 2 Tarun will be displayed, 3 okay Varun will be displayed, 4 again I entered 1, it can't be displayed. Why it can't be displayed the Ramesh? Why it can't be displayed the 2? Why it can't be displayed the 3? So what happened here? The data source will be moved towards down. That's why it can't be set. It will be moved towards down. That's why it can't be set that value. It is a totally wrong. You can't do like this. Each and every time what happened, the data source will be changed to the right side. The data source can't be changed. That's why you must put this one as an absolute reference and drag like this. You must put this one as an absolute reference. What happened? The data source can't be changed. The data source can't be changed. The data source can't be changed. But what happened? The lookup value will be changing here. The lookup value changing here. Instead of this one, it will be displayed like this. I don't want to change the lookup value. What happened? It moves towards it changes the column. By double clicking here, the column will be changed. By double clicking here, the column will be changed. I don't want to change its column. That's why I put a dollar in front of a column. I put a dollar in front of a column. What happened? You may drag like this. And just you may change its column index number 2. Instead of 2, you may place as a 3. Instead of 2, you may place as a 4. again 5, again 6, again 7. Then you get this answer. Now you may drag like this. You entered any number of times as a 1, it will display a correct answer. So what happened, what we do, the data source must be put in a absolute reference. The data source must be put in a absolute reference, and the first parameter must be put as a, it can't be changed. I don't want to, by dragging horizontally, what happened? The column will be changed. I don't want to move the column. So that's why in front of a column, I put a dollar. It makes as a constant. It never moves towards the column. The lookup value can't be changed. That's why I put a dollar in front of a column in the first parameter. In the second parameter, absolute reference make this one. Okay. So these 2 points are very, very important. You must concentrate here. These 2 points are very, very important. Okay. So you must make this one as an absolute reference. The first parameter of the VLOOKUP column makes as a constant. Let's check. I remove this one. I again enter like this, equal to VLOOKUP. This is the first parameter. You may also use this one. You may also use like this. Its importance is there. If you enter anything in this one, automatically it will be reflected. Okay. In this previous example, what happened, I will show you by pressing Ctrl Z. If I enter like the 6, Manohar, I entered something values like this. So if I entered as a 6, not available. Why? Because we specified this range only. That's why the new data can't be displayed. Okay, that's why I'm saying, so equal to VLOOKUP. This is the lookup value, comma. You must select like this. You must select like this, comma. I need to display the second column, student name, comma, 0, exact match, and press enter. And you must do one thing in front of a column. You must put a dollar. You must select these both one and press F4 and press enter. And you may drag like this. And each and every time you may change its column index number. So instead of 2, 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 like this. Okay, you may drag like this. You may drag like this. Okay, automatically the relevant data, it can be displayed. Okay, so you may select like this. By double clicking here, it will be displayed like this. Okay, this is the VLOOKUP. There is a drawback is there. If I insert any column, between a data source, ultimately the total the retrieval of this data makes as a false. What happened? Hindi marks makes as a 0. Those he get the Hindi marks will be assigned to the maths. Those the maths marks will be assigned to the science. The science marks will be assigned to the social, and social marks will be disappear. So this is the drawback. In VLOOKUP, if you insert or delete in a data source, it makes as a problem. It can't display the accurate data. This is the one of the problem in VLOOKUP. Okay, again it will be displayed like this. And one more problem is there. It can search only from left to right direction only, it will be searched. So I given the hall ticket number. This is the hall ticket number. From left to right direction only, from left to right direction only, it will be displayed. It never search this direction, right to left direction. It never search. This is the major drawback in VLOOKUP. It look up only from left to right direction only data it can retrieve, but right to left data can't be retrieved. This is the major drawback. And one more, in data source, if you insert or delete any column, ultimately the data will be displayed. Retrieved data makes as a error. That is the second problem. Okay, I hope you can understand. And also, if you change like this, if you change the headings of this one, there is no reflection will be happened here. There is no affection will be between these two one. Okay, that is another formula. If you change the heading, the retrieved data can't be changed. This is the another problem is there. Okay, so these are the major changes, major problems there. Okay, and one more thing, each and every time there is a problem for me, each and every time there is a problem for me, I don't want to change this index number, column index number. Each and every time I can't change, which makes it very hard to me. That's why. So without entering the column index number, there is any trick is there. Only one formula makes it easy, fully dynamic. So let's check. So at this situation, if you have any doubt in VLOOKUP, so you must concentrate these four parameters. First parameter is the in VLOOKUP, the first parameter is the lookup value, and second parameter is the table array, and the third parameter is the column index number. But the last fourth argument is the range underscore lookup. It makes as sometimes as a optional. And sometimes it makes as a optional. I hope you understand. Range underscore lookup. Okay. I will show you everything. So if you have any doubt at this situation in VLOOKUP, the first parameter column makes as a constant. Why? Because this lookup value will be changed. I don't want to change this lookup value by dragging horizontally. And also this is a mandatory. You may also constant this data source. Okay, you may also constant this data source. If you can't constant, automatically it will be shifted to left to right direction. That's why these 2 points you must remember in VLOOKUP. Okay, so if you have any doubt in VLOOKUP, if you have any doubt in this VLOOKUP, okay. If you have any doubt, yes, very good, no doubt. Can we get sheet to practice? Sure, I give to you. Okay, I will give you. Okay. Okay, we will discuss about this one. Okay, we will discuss about this one. The same copy, I will take one more. Okay, I remove this one. I remove this one. Okay. We will continue this one by discussing another function. We will back. Okay. So there is a function is there, index, match. Match is a function is there. So how it works, I will show you in 2 examples. I will show you its nature. I take some values like this here. Sorry. Like this, I given some 6. So match is a function which returns the position. Okay, match is a function which returns the position by depending upon the lookup value. Okay, By depending upon the lookup value, it is search in the table array and it returns a number. It can't display the content. Keep in mind, match never display the content. It display only the number, that one called as a position. Okay, so how we call this one, I will show you. Equal to match, it contains 3 parameters only. So match, there is only 3 parameters is there: lookup value, lookup array, match type. So you must more concentrate on this one, match function. So equal to match, the first parameter is the lookup value, second parameter is the lookup array, and third argument is the match value. So I given the lookup value for 6 comma, I want to search the 6 in this range comma, match type is less than, exact match, greater than. So I don't want to use the less than, greater than, just I select the exact match as a 0 and close this one and press the enter. So it returns 3. What is the meaning of 3? The position. It indicates the position. So third position, it means third row. First row, second row, third row. If the data will be placed like this, then you always say row. Okay. So if I enter like 7, what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth location, it contains that number. If I write like this 3, it returns the 6th row position. Okay, 6th row position. I hope you understand about this one. If the same value it contains, for example, I given 2 values as the same and I entered as a 4. What happened? Always match search from top to bottom only. It can search top to bottom only. So that's why the first occurrence, it will be display its position as a second row. Okay, what is the meaning of match? It returns the position. If the data contains like this, you may say row number. Of course, if the data contains like this, if the data contains like this, what happened? Let's check. I need to check some 7. So equal to match, match, and I need to look up this value in this range comma, exact match, 0. You must take the 0 and close that one and press enter. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It means you may say here 4th column. In previous we say second row. In this situation we may say 4th column. By depending upon the data direction, if the data will be placed like this as a vertically, then you may say row number. In the second row, it contains this number. If the data contained in a horizontal manner, so if it returns some number, then you may say column number. So 4th column, it contains 7 is a 4th column number. By depending upon the direction of the text, you may say row number or column number. I hope you can understand. Okay. If the data contains like this, you may say second row, it contains this number. If the data contains like this, you may say the data will be in the 4th column. I hope you can understand. Okay. What is the meaning of match? Match is a function which depends upon the lookup value and return a number, not say content. It returns a number. Either it is you say row or column by depending upon the data table direction. Okay. If the data table direction will be contains like this, at this situation we may say row number. If the data range contains like this, then we say as a column number. I hope you can understand. This is the match function. This is a very, very important. Match returns only number, position. It indicates the position, not content. It never display the content, just it display the position of that number in a table array. So this is the match function. It contains three arguments. First one is the lookup value, second one is the table, lookup array, and third one is the match type. It contains three options is there. At this situation, we may use only 0 exact match. I hope you can understand. At the same example I take here, I need to combine these two. VLOOKUP and match makes a fully dynamic lookup. Okay, by combination of these two, VLOOKUP and match, which makes fully dynamic, I will show you. So here, each and every time I enter the column numbers. So that's why I do one thing. So equal to match, each and every time it will be occur like this, match tab. I need to check this heading in this range, comma, exact match, close this one and press enter. What happened here? This heading will be checked in this range and decide in which column it contains. It returns as a 2. I drag like this. What happened? Let's check. Always it indicates 2. What happened? The table array, what happened? It moves towards the right. So I don't want to move this direction. So that's why you do one thing. You make it as a absolute reference and press the enter and drag this one. So it will be display correct. What about that one? You drag downwards. Ultimately, which makes an error. Okay, which makes an error. The same value must be displayed. What happened? The lookup value will be changed. The lookup value change. I don't want to change this lookup value. That's why row is changing. I don't want to change that row. That's why before 10, I put a $. Before row number, I put a $. So what happened? If I drag like this and drag like this, I get the correct answer. So in match, you do one thing. In match, the first argument, the row must be put as a $, and the database, those it contains. This is the table array, lookup array is this one. It must make as a constant. So in match, you make constant. The first parameter row number makes as a constant, and the data source must be makes as a constant. So this is the match. Now I combined both these one and make as a one formula. Okay. So I copy this one. I paste here. So for your reference, so I remove this one. Okay. Now I combine both of these one. Let's do one equal to VLOOKUP. I want to look this value and I select this range, comma. I need to display this name in the second column. That's why I put a 2, 0. So first I fulfill the VLOOKUP. In VLOOKUP, the first parameter column makes as a constant and data source must be makes as an absolute reference. Instead of 2, I make this one as a match. There is no need to put a equal to sign. Simply you must type the match and it automatically open that one. I need to search for this value in this region, comma, exact match. I make the bracket close. The internal 0 will be indicates for the match. Outer side of the 0 will be indicate the fourth argument of VLOOKUP. And in match, the first parameter row makes as a constant and data source must be makes as a constant and press enter. It will be full-fledged dynamically lookup reference. So automatically there is only one formula. So how many, any number of time you may enter 111. So it will be displayed like this. It is a fully dynamic. So the combination of VLOOKUP and match, it makes as a fully dynamic. And one more thing I will show you. If you place any new column, so there is no problem. If you insert one of the column in that one, what happened? But there is no problem will be occurred here. Okay, there is no problem will be occurred here. And one more thing, if I change these headings, like I put here as a S name and Hindi, what happened? What happened? Sorry, just change this one headings. What happened? Automatically it will be reflected. Automatically it will be reflected. So there is a student name is there is a marks. There is a student name is there, they get the marks. If there is a Hindi, it contains the text. The same. So in this manner, you do anything like this. If you change anything, automatically it will be changed in this one. Automatically change. So that is the advantage. Fully dynamic. It will be converted into fully dynamic while you place the match in VLOOKUP. So if you change any heading, automatically the data will be also changed here. If you place any column, there is no problem in this one retrieved data. So this is the VLOOKUP and match combination. Okay. So once again, I repeat this one for you. So how we make this one, and also you may also select like this and press. You may give one formula, automatically it is spread to other cells also. We may do like this also. So equal to VLOOKUP. This is the lookup value, comma, and this is the column table array, comma, second column, comma, 0. So I finish the VLOOKUP, and in VLOOKUP, the first parameter column makes as a constant and the data source must be makes as a constant. At 2, you place like a match, and you select this one, comma, it must be set in this region, comma, exact match, bracket close. In match, the row must be makes as a constant, the data source makes as a constant, and press enter. Enough, simple. Automatically you get this correct answer when you change like this, whatever it may be. If there is no data is occurred, automatically it will be displayed like this, not available. Okay, the data is available, it will be displayed. If you enter like this, automatically it will be displayed not available. Okay, so we also give a friendly message, I will show you. So if you have any doubt in this one, in this VLOOKUP, if you have any doubt in this VLOOKUP, if you have any doubt, Akhil and Ali,
No, sir. Yes, sir. Practicing. Sir, fine.
you may do practice. It's a very important.
Yes, sir.
I send later these examples to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. What about the others? No doubt. Very good. Nice. Keep in mind, these are the very,
No doubt, sir.
okay, very good. Nice. Okay.
Sir, please forward the Excel, sir, for practice.
Sure. Definitely. I forward this one. Okay. Yes. Very good. Nice.
And sir, yesterday you told that question that ICI asked to us in exam.
Yeah, I will show you how they ask the online exam. I will show you. So I open 1 minute. I will show you. I save this one. Just I stop this recording now.